Om Shri Matre Namaha. There is no religion in this world without any kind of rituals. It means each and every religion has its own rituals, festivities. On different occasions, they used to celebrate in the form of festival like. But in Hinduism, it is more than other religions. For example, from birth to death in Hinduism, everything is called ritual. Even from birth and naming, namakarana. Before that also, after marriage, Simantam, Namakaranam, Pumsavanam, Cholam, like this, 16 activities are there for the child to last death. These rituals cannot be missed, which is performed according to the scriptures. Even if you go for Christianity, they used to ring the church bells, they used to go to the confess box to tell the problems openly to the Father and to clear from their doubts and purified from their sins. Even Muslims, they used to go for the masjids, they used to do daily 5 times of namaz. They have lots of systems. Even Buddhist, even Jainism. In Jainism, it is more sincere rituals are there because they wear white cloths. Now we are using masks. The Jainists, they used from the beginning of their birth that masks, even now, because we are wearing masks to control the corona, but they are wearing masks not to come any germs or bacteria from their mouth to anybody else. See what a self-thinking. And they never walk on direct floor. You see, each and every Jain temple, it will be in marbles. Even they don't use broomstick as we are using. They used to use the feathers of peacock, the bunch of feathers of peacock as a broom, and they broom it. Because even tiny ants should not be hurt. Such a non-violence they used to maintain. In this way, each and every religion has its own activity, festivities and all. But there is a different situations. The purpose of religion is entirely different. Each and everything creation of Vedas. Based on Vedas, we used to follow all rituals as usually, sincerely, accordingly. We used to surge our interest on this. Moreover, all rituals has its own dignity and productivity of any kind of goodness. Even efficacy of rituals also we can see in this importance of rituals. There is Naimitika karma and Kamya karma, etc. are there in important of rituals. Even we can see various types of rituals. Altogether, in all religions, we can know the fundamental rituals, what we are doing, what they are doing. Because whenever we got a chance to visit to their shrines, then we have to follow these minimum. Whenever they used to come to ours, at least minimum things they have to follow. For this sake, we have to know our great rituals in detail. That's why today I took the topic of importance of rituals. Shruti Smruti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpadam Shankaram Loka Shankaram. In the world, each and every religion has its own rituals. Though many modern societies claim to be secular, religion is still found everywhere we turn. It persists in individual benefits, in communities, and in countries. Religion remains a fundamental aspect of human existence or human experience. Even in the most secular societies like the United States, religion still plays a profound and important role. In America, for example, a substantial majority of people proclaims a belief in God, and a significant majority participants in religious services on a regular basis. The US dollar note publicly proclaims in bold letters, whenever you found, what the letter will be there, slogan, in God we trust. Nobody knows so far. Today, just you see, if you know, okay. If you do not know, just see it. If you see, after seeing, you can tell your here and near and everyone. Because it's one of the general knowledge. What is the slogan? In God we trust. Religion has thus played a significant role in our past and for the foreseeable future. Religion is here to say whether one likes it or not. Before we talk about the importance of rituals, we should understand the basics of religion, as rituals are closely connected with one's religion. Therefore, we can focus on the basics of Hinduism first. The word religion itself is most likely derived from the Latin root religare, a verb meaning to fasten or bind. When people gather together to attend any ritual, be it a mass at a church or congregation at a temple, they are often energized and motivated by the feeling of togetherness which they can carry beyond the ritual and into their daily lives. Their shared feelings of a community fuels their actions in the world at large. Even it follows that religion offers a sense of knowing one's place with regard to others on a broad scale. Our religion is known as Sanatana Dharma. Dharma is the term used by the ancient scriptures to denote all the moral and religious principles that constitute the means to obtain fullness of life. The pursuit of Dharma is first meant for happiness and well-being in this world. We have 14 basic shastras, Chaturdasha Shastrani, that pertain to Dharma, all lead to Dharma. The 14 basic shastras that are abodes of Dharma and knowledge are the 4 Vedas, Rig Veda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, Atharva Veda. The 6 Angas are limbs of the Vedas, Siksha, Vyakaranam, Chandasam, Niruktam, Kalpam, Jyotisham. Now 4 plus 6, how much? 10. And 4 Upangas, supporting limbs of Mimamsa, Nyaya, Puranas, Dharmashastra. How many? Total 14 shastras. What we have. While all the 14 shastras are basic and authoritative texts, the Vedas form their crown. The Vedas are fundamental importance. The Angas and Upasanas derive their importance from them. Just as Buddhism, Zoroastrian, Christianity and Islam have the Tripitaka, the Zend Avesta, the Bible, and the Quran, respectively, as their scriptures. Hindus have the Vedas as their prime scripture. Our religious traditions are based on Vedas. The word Veda is derived from the Sanskrit root vid, which means to know. The Vedas form the core of our religion and are the direct authority for our dharma and for all our religious rituals. Since our religion follows the Vedic injunctions, it is known as Vedic religion. What is the meaning of Sanatana Dharma? We used to use the word of Sanatana Dharma. If anybody asks, what is the meaning of Sanatana Dharma? Sanatana. Not like that. We have to know now. The sage of Kanchi defines it in very simple terms as religion is like a therapeutic system meant to cure the ills contracted by the self. The physicians alone knows about the disease afflicting the patient and how it is to be treated. Like that, our Sanatana Dharma is a medicine prescribed by our sages and creators of Dharma Shastras, who never sought anything for themselves and who, in their utter selflessness, were concerned only about the God of mankind, good of the mankind. In other countries, other physicians have prescribed medicines in the form of their own religious systems. There are several systems of medicine. In one, there is a strict diet regimen. In another, there is not much strictness about the patient's food. In one system, the medicines administered taste sweet. In another, they taste bitter. To be restored to health, we have to follow strictly any one method of treatment, not insist on a combination of the various therapies. The purpose of our religion should be known. If an individual owing allegiance to a religion does not become a jnani, with inward experience of the truth of the Supreme Being, what does it matter whether that religion exists or not? The principle on which the Vedic religion is founded is that a man must not live for himself alone but serve all mankind. Creation of Vedas. We learn from the Shastras that the Vedas have existed even before creation. It is not possible to tell the age of the Vedas. Vedas are anadi, of unknown origin. What is the basis? The belief that Vedas are anadi and were created by Ishvara. In Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, it is said that the Rig, Yajur, Sama Vedas are the very breath of Ishvara. The word Nishvashitam used here. It goes without saying that we cannot live even a moment without breathing. The Vedas are life breath of the Paramatman, who is an eternal living reality. It follows that the Vedas teaches how to lead our life. At the same time, Vedas are the creation of Ishvara. Do we create our own breath? Our breath exists from the very moment we are born. It is the same case with Ishvara and the Vedas. We cannot say that he created him, he created them. When we say that Columbus discovered America, we do not mean that he created the continent. Already there is a continent he found. We mean that he merely made the continent known to the world. In the same way, the laws attributed to Newton Einstein, and so on, were not created by them. If an object thrown up falls to earth, it is not because Newton said so. Scientists like Newton perceived the laws of nature and revealed them to the world. Similarly, the ancient seers discovered the mantras and made a gift of them to the world. The goal of every religion is to protect man from evils and lead him towards eternal bliss. Ritual help to achieve this goal. Ritual have existed since a time immemorial, not just in India but all over the world. In the ancient world, in Persia, Egypt, and Greece, a ritual was considered holy and the primary way that provided communication between humans and unseen powers beyond immediate human existence. To make the unseen more visible and approachable, they created images for veneration and or worship. The images of the unseen are often placed in a particular site, which in time becomes a sacred site where the people may go to perform certain rituals, thereby rendering the unseen closer and less remote. In ancient times, like in India, Chinese performed all of the rites related to a birth, from the praying for the inception of the child, when a woman is not yet pregnant, to the time when the baby has reached the age of 1 full year. From then onwards to this. Like other observers of other religions, Christians also practice domestic food rituals. Many Christians, for example, pay before meals, giving thanks to God for their daily bread. Particularly in the United States, many churches organize informal fellowship meals for their members, designed to strengthen the community within the church. Other rituals you may have witnessed among the Christians are the tolling of church bells and throwing or rice at the couple in weddings. Even for the most secular among us, life is often guided by rules and conventions seem to offer us both practical results and a sense of meaning. For the religious person, there seems to be a deep connection between religion practice and the way of life is lived. Religious rituals are not just window dressing for the core beliefs of a religious tradition. Ritual practices form identity and sustain tradition. The value of ritual comes from its ability to connect you to a larger context that clarifies your relationship to yourself, others, and your place in the universe. Rituals takes many forms. It may consist of simple routines like bowing to others out of reverence, lighting a lamp, offering prayers, or doing Sandhya Vandana, which an individual submits to on a daily basis, or it may be of more complex ceremony, as in birthday, marriages, or funeral. Let us see the condition or situation. There are nearly 1 billion Hindus in the world today. That's roughly 4 times the population of the entire United States. Every 6th person on the planet is a Hindu. Yet, why there are millions of Hindus still ignorant about their religion? There are several reasons for this sad situation, but it is sufficient to know a few important ones. In recent centuries, education in India has generally followed the Western pattern. And in most schools, curriculums, the study of our Vedic religion was not included. Consequently, Many are important about the scriptures that provide us the very source of our religion. Technological advancements and the growing hunger for material comforts, cultivated and perpetuated by advertising and effective marketing, have considerably influenced our perspectives on religious rituals. Many people simply do not believe in our rituals and often dismiss rituals as primitive and unnecessary for modern living. Understandably, many people are dissatisfied with this religion, which has to be purely a matter of belief. They need proof for what we believe in. We also find a section of people indifferent to any spiritual, religious, or ritualistic activity. There are people amongst us who tend to view rituals as a topic fit only for the old and returned. Finally, they come to conclusion. Such disinterest is a cause for seniors or serious concern. Realizing the declining interest among our people to perform religious rituals, Kanchi Mahaperiva observed as follows. By the grace of Ishvara, we have not reached an unfortunate state of totally discarding our age-old rituals. However, there is a declining trend, a weakening of Vedic practices. One important reason for this is that we do not know what rituals mean and why we should be performing them. For a vast majority of Hindus, the most important religious path is bhakti, means devotion to the Almighty, who is in different forms. We perform a number of rites in our home, for example, Aisha Homam, Griha Pravesam, marriage, Shraddha, Upakarma, Shatabhishekam, and so on. During these functions, we chant Vedic mantras as instructed by the priest. Even educated people nowadays have no true involvement in such rites in which they have to just repeat the mantras after the priest without knowing the meaning. We cannot expect to convince people that the chanting of the mantras, even without knowing their meanings, is beneficial. The hymns for each function are different and also different in significance. If we appreciate this fact, we will realize that there is a scientific basis or proofs for them. Besides, they have an emotional appeal which will be evident only when we know their meaning. So, to know the meanings of the mantras is to have greater involvement in the functions in which they are chanted. That is the reason why the mouthing of syllables purposelessly has come to be likened to the chanting of Shraddha mantras, mean rites for dead ancestors, without knowing the meaning. The meaning of the mantras must be understood by the priest as well as by the performer of the rites. We must evolve a scheme for this purpose. First, the priest himself must know the meaning of the mantras and the significance of the rituals at which he officiates. Today, the majority of the priests are ignorant of the meaning of that what they chant. If a karta or yajaman, means the man on whose behalf of rite is conducted, asks his priest, what does this mean? The latter is unable to give an answer. How would you then expect the karta to have faith in the rites? You see, many middle-aged people today are to know the meanings of the mantras. If they tend to lose faith in rituals, it is because they have to repeat parrot like the hymns chanted by the priest. So we need to make efforts to ensure that those who officiate at rituals acquire proficiency in Veda Bhashya to enable them to explain the meaning of the mantras. If we know the meaning of the mantras chanted at a function, we stand to gain more benefits from it. We go through rites because we do not have the courage to give them up. Similarly, we must come to realize that it is wrong to perform a rite without knowing the meaning of the mantras chanted. We must therefore take the help of a pandit in this regard. In truth, no partiality can be ascribed to the Vedas. A Vedic rite is admittedly beneficial to the man who performs it, but at the same time, it does good to the entire world. If we light a lamp in the darkness here, does it not bring light to all the people present and not us alone? Let us see surging interest. In today's world, millions of people, both young and old, living in different countries, are getting increasingly curious about our rituals. They really want to know more about why we should perform them and the meaning of various mantras. Fortunately, modern technology is helping faster communication across distant places, countries, and the internet is spreading information speedily. Many people are not only interested now but also have means to learn about rituals. It is an extremely encouraging science. Let us see the purpose of rituals. Most of the problems in this world can be traced to human ego and lack of control of the senses. As we see today, even in the most advanced countries like America, Greece, etc., greed and human weakness have led to serious consequences. Sanatana Dharma is a way of life that teaches a Hindu on how to win over ego, sense, and discover the true itself. There are different means to achieve this ultimate object, starting with daily rituals, idol worship, observing the sacraments, means samskaras, following a path of devotion, and eventually renunciation, means sannyasa. As per the ancient seers, there are three simple methods that can be followed to realize the self. Shravanam, listening the stotras; Mananam, repeating in our mind; and Nididhyasa, meditating on the self. It requires the self-control, discipline of the mind and the body, overcoming desires. Let us see type of rituals. There are three types of rituals in Sanskrit: Nitya, Naimittika, Kamya. Nitya karma means daily rituals. As the name suggests, this ritual includes the sacraments that must be performed every day. Naimittika karma. These rites are those conducted for a specific purpose or reason or on specific occasion. For example, when there is an eclipse, we must bathe, and after liberations to our fathers. When a great man visits our home, he has to be honored ceremonially. This is also Naimittika. Nitya and Naimittika rites are to be performed by all. Kamya karma. A Kamya karma is a ritual that has a specific purpose. When there is a drought, we conduct Varuna Japa to invoke the god and seek his blessings in the form of rain. When we are desirous of the sun, we perform the Putrakameshti Yaga, Homa. These belong to the Kamya category. The Vedas speak about things not easily comprehended by the human mind. If we perform rites imposed on us by them, the fruits thereof all will not naturally follow. Sound has always existed, It has indeed no beginning, and the Vedas are this sound. Like time and space, they are ever present. Sandhya Vandana, a simple puja at home, and the like are everyday rituals. The non-performance of Nitya Karma is a sin. Performance means we will not incur demerit. That apart, there will be the benefit of a general well-being of the performer and the community around. If we repay alone in installments, it means we shall no longer remain indebted to the lender. Additionally, we earn a name for being honest and trustworthy. By performing Nitya Karma, no sin will attach to us. And besides, it should mean some good of us, good all of us. Now, efficacy of the rituals. Critics of age-old rituals demand proof for the efficiency of rituals. The authority of Hinduism lies only with those saints who have first-hand experience of the divine elements. Rituals are intended to serve a higher purpose, that of disciplining the mind, cleansing your consciousness, and preparing you for the inward journey. Rituals are a way of defining what is meaningful and important. The effects of rituals have to be experienced and related to others. Take a simple ritual like greeting others with Namaste. In Sanskrit names means bow, obeisance, reverential salutation. Thus, we follow the rituals in all our auspicious movements. Ekkantaaya Kalyana Nade Nadedram Sri Venkatanivasaaya Srinivasaya Mangalam Mangalasasana Parivadacharya Purogamai Sarvesha Purveracharya Sadhutaya Stu Mangalam.